Alright, so welcome to our workplace health and safety meeting. The time is 4:44 and we will be starting now. I'm James Morris.
I'm Tuas Vial.
The reason why we have these meetings is obviously health and safety in the workplace. I'm just going to quickly outline again why we have to. So in section 19 of the Workplace Health and Safety Act 2011, a person conducting a business or undertaking must ensure, so far as is reasonably practicable, the health and safety of workers engaged or caused to be engaged by the person, workers whose activities in carrying out work are influenced or directed by the person, other persons from work carried out as part of the conduct of the business or undertaking. And in section 28 of the Workplace Health and Safety Act 2011, the three primary workplace health and safety responsibilities of workers within a workplace are taking reasonable care for his or her own health and safety, take reasonable care that his or her acts or omissions do not adversely affect the health and safety of other persons, comply so far as the worker is reasonably able with any reasonable instruction that is given by the person conducting the business or undertaking to allow the person to comply with this act, cooperate with any reasonable policy or procedure of the person conducting the business or undertaking relating to health or safety at the workplace that has been notified to workers. So the items on the agenda for today are workplace health and safety within the workplace, hazard identification, risk control, reviewing control measures, incident reporting, and employee health and welfare.
So James, we're just reviewing the last month's hazards. What are three things that you found prominent within the club that might pose a risk to our members?
So the first hazard I found was the slip padding on the gym floor seems to be wearing a little bit, so the no slip padding. I've put this risk rating at a 4S. The second hazard I identified is potentially members not using clips with weights when they're squatting, etc. And I've rated this an 8S. And the third hazard is being on the gym floor lifting zone with no shoes, which I've rated a 4S.
Okay, and what are some controls that we've done to mitigate the factors and risks to our members?
Okay, so for hazard 1, the no slip padding on the gym floor, I've logged this with the building technician, and I also propose that we need to check the standard and condition this is in, make sure it doesn't pose an immediate threat to members, and then replace the padding if needed. The second hazard, I propose regular laps to supervise, making sure members are using clips with weights when squatting and etc. And we also need to remind our personal trainers to enforce this with their clients, I think. And then the third hazard of no shoes on the gym floor, I think we should implement an announcement system with reminders every hour for this hazard and others. I know it might be easy to lump especially the second two hazards into the same solution, but I think they both need individual care and are quite serious hazards. Alright, and some things I propose to make sure these control measures are put in place and to review them fairly. Well, hazard 1 with the no slip mats, I would say the building technician Tristan needs to follow up on that, make sure it's completed and sign it off in our system once he's done so. Not using clips with weights, I think this needs to become a regular talking point within fitness meetings, and I think we should also establish a PT sign-off list, like a checklist for each shift with different safety measures that they need to take and sign off on with the time and signature. And then in terms of the announcement system, I think once again we should make a sheet where the reception team has to sign off after each announcement, and then their manager can review this at the end of each week or month and see, have we actually been making the announcements and have they been to a quality that's acceptable?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, no, that way everyone's accountable for it as well.
So moving on, I'm sure Tuas, you've seen the incident report I sent you, the incident that occurred on October 1st. So I'll just run you through that one quickly. So the incident happened at 6 a.m. October 1st, 2022. The two members involved was one Gerald Giovanni from Brisbane, who's an accountant, and the second member is Michaela Mason from Sydney, Human Resources Manager. So the incident is while training a client on the gym floor, another member, who was Gerald, informed me that there was an incident in the other weight room. This room, as you guys know, consists of a squat rack, weight plates, barbells, dumbbells. It's our weight room. So Gerald informed me that he saw another member, that being Michaela, faint and hit her head on the floor. So this happened in our secondary weights room. Immediately after, I administered first aid to the member as she had suffered a head injury. I got another staff member to call an ambulance, and since the member had fainted, there isn't much we can really do to reduce the risk of this occurring. However, I do propose we could put up posters or send out a reminder email just remaining members to stay hydrated and to abstain from exercise if they feel sick or like they're going to pass out. That's it.
So, James, just wanted to follow up. How are you going with stress and fatigue at work? Are you coping well, or?
So I filled out that form that you sent me.
Yeah.
I'll just give you the answers now. So the things I ticked yes to was, do you carry out work for long periods, which is mentally demanding? Does your work roster include shift work? Yes. And is work performed at a low body clock times between 2 a.m. and 6 a.m.? Yes, obviously with the 5 a.m. starts. So some symptoms that I think I may have experienced on shift was feeling drowsy, dizziness, and a need for extended sleep during days off work. I find a lot of times after a morning shift it takes me quite a few days to be able to catch up and sleep properly again. So I just based on this, I'd just like to propose potentially for me early morning shifts won't be given as many times in a row just for the time being until I can recover from this fatigue. So I think instead of it being potentially even 5 early starts in a row, I think for the time being it'd be beneficial to me if 3 in a row was a maximum wherever possible.
Yeah, no, absolutely. We can definitely look at doing that, and then obviously implementing changes where need be.
Perfect, thank you.